You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done watching season 2, episode 1 of Big Little Lies. This is starring Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, Shailene Woodley, Zoe Kravitz, and just the list goes on. Oh, Meryl Streep's in this season. We'll be talking about her shortly. Well, in this review, but this series originally started as one season. It was going to be a miniseries, but I'm glad they picked it up for a full-fledged series. I'll talk about this another time, more about this show, but I don't want to waste no more time. Let's get right into this review. So this is picking up from the last season where, Celeste and, all the girls were involved in a murder, pretty much. And Nicole Kidman's character, Celeste, she wakes up from a nightmare, she's kind of going through it. Meryl Streep in this, I'll get to her sometime during the end of this review, but she's incredible. But pretty much, this is, I don't know exactly how long it's been. I'm pretty sure, I think this is, a little, like probably a few months since the whole situation happened. They're all just going about their daily lives. They kind of reconnect at their kids' school, whatnot. Really interesting stuff, but you could definitely sense there's tension between all of them. There, especially Bonnie's character, played by Zoe Kravitz. Reese Witherspoon was amazing in this. Really dope shit. Like, she just turned it up to 10 really with her performance. Meryl Streep, she is amazing in this. She's asking Reese Witherspoon's character Maddie a bunch of questions. You just see a lot of things. This was a very emotional episode. Not too much dialogue. It was just like, from what I saw, is more like emotion, what these characters are going through because of this situation, because they're all involved in some way with this, and all the characters that we've come across have something to do with it, but it's also affecting their personal life. Like, you got Maddie's ex-husband that's now with Bonnie, trying to figure out how to see what's wrong with her. Then you have Renata that in the first season wanted nothing to do with these other characters, but she got involved, and it's affecting her too, and it's affecting all their personal lives. You got Maddie, she's trying to get her kid into college, but Abby doesn't want to go to college, but you have Maddie on the other side, pretty much forcing her, telling her you have to go to college. And Maddie and Nathan are having like a back and forth and stuff, and she's just really worried, but she's kind of taking it to the next level. So she heads back to her like office, and then Meryl Streep's character Mary Louise pops back up, and she pops up a lot in this episode, and every time she pops up, she pretty much steals the show. Shailene Woodley's character, I don't like her with the black hair. I really don't like that, but she's also going through her own shit, but it's not as, she doesn't make it as obvious as the other characters. But like I said, they're all kind of going through their own kind of trauma. They're all pretty much traumatized from this situation and trying to live their lives normally, but they know they can't because they pretty much lied, to the police, and we find this out when Maddie goes to find out what's going on with Bonnie, but more so to find out what's going on with Abby, her daughter. And before we get to that, we see that, you know, Bonnie is kind of distanced from everybody because she pretty much lied on camera, and that's really freaking her out. But she's not panicking. But I don't know, maybe she'll cave towards the end of the season, who knows. So Maddie gets to talk to her daughter, and this was a really good scene, very powerful. She's just really trying to force her to go to college, where Abby is not trying to do it. She's trying to do the startup, and pretty much, you know, Maddie doesn't want her daughter to end up like her, like not going to college and whatnot, but it's other things that she's not telling everybody that's kind of starting to really show itself. But then we cut to a scene with Jane and Celeste. They're kind of just talking back and forth about, like, you know, Perry and, you know, just the whole situation. And you really see Celeste going through it, man. Like, she doesn't know how to feel. A part of me feels like she kind of regrets him dying, and, you know, she would rather see him just locked up or something like that. But, you know, Nicole Kidman really, like, brought it also with the emotions in this episode. But now to get to the MVP. Meryl Streep as Mary Louise. They're sitting down at the dinner table, you know, she's the mother-in-law, pretty much. And I feel like she has this all figured out. She's just trying to catch them slipping, because she really does a really good job. Because in the beginning, she's very nonchalant about stuff and she's very calm, but in this scene you see how her losing her son is really getting to her, and she really wants to get to the bottom of this and really figure out what happened to her son. And I feel like she's going to be that character. You know, you have this one scene, it's a very quick scene of Jane drawing, and it's an octopus pretty much surrounding Perry's face. You know, it's just a lot of cool shit. And they also start showing a little bit more of, you know, the interrogation tape, whatever. I hope they show a little bit more of that, and so we can see what they actually said. And this whole scene was a nightmare scene that woke up Celeste, and I love how this shit ended. You know, she wakes up, and, you know, Mary Louise is right there as always, and she asks her, who were we killing? And it just cuts to black and cuts to the credits. It was amazing. I think Mary Louise is going to be a huge player in this whole entire season. I think she's already got it kind of figured out in her head what's going on. She's just going to really get to the bottom of this. I think all the actresses in this did a phenomenal job. Not too much. I think it's a good start. But, you know, what do you guys think in the comments below about this episode if you've seen it? Yeah, I know I was kind of pretty vague throughout this review, but, you know, this whole episode was pretty vague, but I liked it. It was mostly more of emotional than anything else. But until the next episode review, I'll check y'all later. Peace.
They keep dreaming, man, but you know, sometimes you gotta wake up from a dream and go get it. You get out of it what you put into it. The game is so simple, y'all just ain't listening. If you're chasing your dream, you're not running fast enough. Run faster. You gotta work for greatness, man. You gotta work.